it's Holly with video tip number 2 for Tuesday on how a busy mom gets back on track. Video number 1, did the big old confession. So I wanted to really wow you today, so I stayed up late last night into the wee hours to absolutely clean out my home office and make it perfect and beautiful so I could start off this week showing you exactly how it can be done. Take a look. April Fools. Truly, this is where I am with my getting back on track plan. At first glance might not look like much, but I will tell you what I've been doing, like notice over here. First, why did I do that? Why did I play that trick on you? Well, have you ever tried the approach, the extreme? I got to do it all at once, full steam ahead, fast and furious. And then you find that there's a consequence for that, and it kind of drains you and putters you out. I'll be honest and say I've tried this approach before. I thought it was really clever. It's called backwards decluttering, and I got a big Tupperware bin, or Rubbermaid bin, and I cleaned off this table, stuck it all in there, and thought, you know what, if I needed it, I'll be able to go back down there and pull it out. Everything that I put in that bin, I don't know how many months ago, is still in there. That strategy sure did not work. So I want to go about it a different way, so I don't, first of all, miss out on something that probably is beneficial that's still down there. That's another pile to attack. Got to build some confidence right here with what I'm doing. So write that tip down. Building confidence, showing that I can do this. Hey, I am here, day 2. I have made a little bit of progress. Doesn't have to be a giant leap. Kind of similar to when we are getting started on a diet or workout program. We think we got to dive in there head first. Then what happens? Burnout, injury, motivation completely fizzles. While I could have done that with this room, I would have walked in here, first of all, exhausted. So I would have had like a negative or bad taste in my mouth because of it. And then I would look around and I really wouldn't know where all of my stuff is that I need. That's, for writing or creating. It's not here. But if I take the time to do it right and create a system that resembles somewhat of being organized, then I will be able to enter this room, feel inspired by the things that I have hanging up around me, and know where to pull the tools from each of my little toolboxes or bins or my files in order to continue to create and write and produce the things that I do. So, that being said, I just want to recap on what I did to just get started. Yesterday, I just grabbed 5 piles. This is what it looked like. This is what I have transformed my 5 piles into. Check out this cool handy thing I found at Target. It's a clipboard. Look at that. Little thumb, turn your phone on. It's a clipboard, but inside it has this handy little notepad that I can exchange out, and a folder. And I like lots of colors. I like different size papers because different thoughts and brainstorming and such. I just need that different type of media to get the stuff out and in a way that I can pay attention to it. So for me, this is the beginning, because now as I go through each of these piles and I decide to either keep it and find a way to keep it organized and in front of me, or file it away to come back to later, or absolutely toss it because I don't need it right now. This allows me to do that moving forward. So now I don't feel intimidated when I'm going to go over here to these piles. And as I continue to chip away with the things on my table/desk, I'm going to do so with a little bit more awareness and the ability to actually utilize the information and resources that I come across. Here's something funny. Look what I found at the bottom of one of the piles. Similar to a diet book, maybe a magazine, recipe book, workouts, DVDs, things that you collect and they just pile up. Can't really get much out of this if it's at the bottom of a pile. I really like this format because similar to my interactive vision board, this is more dynamic. I can interchange things as needed versus a spiral bound notebook. I'm kind of limited in what I can do with it. So this is what I found I'm going to test out and see if it works best for me. Right now I really like it. For instance, it has, what's my priority right now? What do I got to focus on? Hey, it's making the video. Make sure I talk about these points. And then I can go into my main list and check it off. So for me, this is allowing me the confidence to be able to continue to chip away. And you know, when we have that big goal that we wish to achieve, and it's daunting to think of how much work is going to go into it to finally get to what we consider accomplished, achieved, done, finished, whatever you want to call it. If it has to do with body shaping goals, I hope you don't ever call it done. Body shaping goals we're always a work in progress. Sure, there's different things that you're going to achieve along the way, but you're never going to get there. And many people associate that with, I'll be happy when. If that's your approach, totally missing the point on life. So, facing that huge, daunting goal, not only do I just ask you, when we get back on track, to just start, but it helps to also break those goals down into mini goals, something manageable. And hopefully that's what I'm demonstrating all this week, is that I'm going to spend 15 minutes diving into yet another chunk. So today, what I did was begin to break down the one big mound and separate it into piles. So like I kind of showed you over here, I've got actually a pile of artwork, a pile of books, and a pile of, I wonder what the heck that is. But it's like the matching game. Those all look similar, so they're all going to go in one pile. And then you know what? Just like I took 5 lists and consolidated it into my little system right here, I can just take a chunk of that and very quickly now go through that. Well, I shouldn't say very quickly. Allot myself a 15-minute block of time to go through it. So what I'm doing is, sure, all of these things that could have been mailed, all of these things that need to be organized, all of these books that need to be read, just pick something. So start somewhere. And then you can begin to break it down into smaller goals. We do this in Club FYM during transformation challenges. And a neat way to kind of approach it is 3-day mini goals if you have something really big. So for 3 days, I will go sugar-free. For 3 days, I will not miss a workout. For 3 days, I will eat clean 100% all day long. So kind of thinking about your pile, your big, daunting goal, how can you break that down, chunk it out? So that way, these little steps that you are taking each day, no matter how big they are, because you know what, 15 minutes, each 15-minute step that I take in here really doesn't look like, if my husband came up here and be like, I thought you were going to clean. Well, you know what? If I show you my before photo and my in progress photo, take a look. Comparing those 2 photos side by side do show I've made progress. So that's very important to be doing as well. So it's going to make it more manageable when you break it down. It's going to be more motivating to you. Heck yes, I was more motivated. I'm like, hey, I got my new little system here. Now I feel more confident and more motivated to tackle the next 15-minute pile. And then you can measure and make sure that you're on track. I know if I spent 15 minutes doing something to make a difference in my home office, then I'm moving forward and making progress on this project, on this big daunting task. And then it also allows you to catch slip-ups so much sooner. So if I waited till the end of the day to do my 15-minute block of time and I'm really dragging my feet, I can then say, you know what, don't put this off to the end of the day. You got to do it. You know, right now, this is mid-afternoon. I'm dealing with 2 sick boys, and oh my gosh, I feel my stomach. I hope it doesn't hit me. Trying to smile through it. Right now, there's a lull, so I can come in here. I'm not going to wait till the end of the day. Have some energy to do it now. 15 minutes, boom. Along with this, so breaking that down is going to allow you to face your fears and take action. I want you to also think about, what does finished look like? What does organized look like? What does weight loss look like? Which I hope to gosh you don't have a goal like that. What does that look like? How do you look? How do you feel? How's your life improved? So as you are chipping away, that definition might change. And if it's been unrealistic up until this point, I sure hope it does. I sure hope it does, because you know what? Just for my own personal example, my idea of organized is it's downstairs somewhere, and if I need it, I'll go find it, as long as this looks pretty. It's not working for me. So now, this is the time to do something about it. So your Tuesday, day 2, how does a busy mom get back on track? Tip is to break that big, daunting goal down into mini goals, into doable tasks, something that you can do every day that allows you to make that forward progress. And while doing that, make sure you're considering revisiting the definition of what it looks like once you've accomplished it, once you have achieved it. Thanks for sticking with me and following along with my April Fool's joke, prank. Hopefully that's the only one you received today, and it made you smile, and it made you get something out of it because of it. I appreciate everyone who's following along. Shout out to Krista Kenny, who made a video and posted on Facebook to show what piles she's about to tackle as well. I hope to see many more updates from you. Be on the lookout for tip 3 on Wednesday. Stay tuned.